Are the carpet and bunks on your boat trailer looking a little worn, torn, or rotten? If so, don't ignore them. Those bunks are what support and protect your boat every time you trailer your boat. And when the carpet wears through, that exposed surface may actually scratch or gouge your boat hull. And the wood underneath becomes rotten, like this. It may no longer provide the support that your boat needs and could end up damaging your hull. So the good news is replacing your trailer bunks isn't that difficult, and it's something that most boat owners can do themselves. The biggest challenge is that you will have to offload your boat while you install the new bunks, but a little planning ahead of time can save you a lot of time and frustration. In this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare everything at home before you head to the boat ramp or marina. And that way, once you're there and your boat is safely in the water, you just swap out the old bunks for the new ones with minimum downtime and get you back on the road or on the water as quickly as possible. Now, along the way, I'm going to share some tips that I've learned that can help you avoid some common mistakes and help you build trailer bunks that should last for several years. Hi, I'm Jerry with BoaterInput and a longtime boat owner and boating industry veteran. My goal is to help people like you to have a better boat ownership experience. And so if that's the kind of content that you are looking for, consider subscribing to my channel. Now, let's get started. Okay, so let's start by going over the materials that you will need for this project. First, you've got to have some pressure treated lumber, either in 2x4 or 2x6 size. Now, in my particular case, my trailer takes both. Then you've got your carpeting, and you can get bunk trailer carpeting online, or you can go places like Home Depot or Lowe's and buy a decent indoor, outdoor, or marine grade carpeting, and that'll work too. Now, when you're measuring your carpeting, a couple of things to keep in mind is that for the length, you need to measure the length of your bunks and then add about 7 or 8 inches to that. That'll give you, say, 3.5 inches on each side that you can wrap around each end when you're stapling the carpeting onto your bunk. So that's the length. You take the bunk length and you add 7 or 8 inches. In terms of the width, if you're wrapping a 2x4, you'll want about a 10-inch width. That'll give you just enough carpeting to go around the board and for the ends to butt up on the underside without overlapping. That way you can have it'll help it to drain a little better. So a 2x4, go with a 10-inch width. If it's a 2x6, you'll want to go with a 14-inch width. Then in terms of some other materials here, you've got, you obviously need stainless steel staples to fasten the carpeting. Ideally, get those in a 1/2-inch length. Then you got your choice of hardware. Now, most boat trailers come with lag screws to hold the bunks in place. But I actually prefer carriage bolts. And so in this case, I'm using 3/8 inch by 2.5 inch stainless steel carriage bolts with a washer and nut. And then in terms of tools, you got your tape measure and utility knife. You obviously need a saw to cut your wood, a drill, a wrench set. And then one other kind of unusual little tip is add some sort of exterior paint or wood sealant that will apply to the ends, the freshly cut ends of the boards. That just gives a little extra protection, make it less likely that your boards will rot prematurely. And then if you have sawhorses, those are very handy for doing your work, along with a workbench. And then finally, a piece of cardboard to lay down while you're doing your work and to help you when you're cutting your carpet. Now, the total cost for all those materials for my trailer came out to about $100, but that was to replace 6 boards. Most trailers don't have that many, so your cost might be a little bit less. Now, one question that often comes up is whether it is okay to replace your bunks with wider boards, say go from a 2x4 to a 2x6. Well, the safe answer is that you should stay with the same width as your current bunks, the ones that originally came with your trailer. However, you might be able to upgrade to wider boards if it will not interfere with the contour of your hull, such as any steps or chines on your hull, or anything mounted low on your transom, like a transducer. In fact, if I replaced the 2x4 bunks on my tracker trailer with 2x6s for additional strength, but I made sure to check for any interference ahead of time. Another question is whether to overlap your carpet or leave a gap underneath. Overlapping will give you a cleaner look, but leaving a small gap should help with drainage. Of course, I don't really care about the look because the underside of my bunk is not really visible. So instead, I suggest that you butt the ends of the carpeting together, just as my trailer was originally done from the factory. This will provide, good protection for your boards from road spray or other debris, yet still allow a little bit of room for drainage. Now, before we go any further, I want to just come back to something that I touched on earlier, and that is whether to go with lag screws like this or carriage bolts like this to attach the bunks to your trailer. Now, most boat manufacturers are in fact going to use lag screws. They're quick and easy to install. They generally do a pretty good job. The only downside is they could loosen or fall out over time due to vibration or as your wood starts to rot. I actually prefer carriage bolts only because, for two reasons. One is it's a secure connection that's unlikely to work its way loose. And secondly, you install these on the bunk first, and then it makes it easier to attach the bunk to your trailer later on because the bolt's already in there. So all you got to do is line up the bolt with the hole in your trailer frame, put on the washer nut, tighten it, and you're good to go. So it minimizes that bunk install after you created the new carpeted bunks. But there is a little bit more preparation involved if you go the carriage bolt route. You have to obviously drill a hole to match the bolt, and then you actually have to countersink the top part so that this head sits down just beneath the surface of the board, because you don't want anything protruding that may stick up a little bit that could gouge your hull. So a little bit more preparation, but probably a little bit more robust install, if you will. But either approach is fine. Of course, one of the first things you'll want to do before you buy your materials is to measure your current bunks. Also be sure to record not only the length, but also take note of whether you've got 2x4s or 2x6s. In my case, I have both. And if you're using carriage bolts, make sure to carefully measure the distance to each hole location. Now, the next step is to go ahead and cut your boards. Now, when you do so, make sure that the length matches the original length of your bunks, and when you go to position them on the trailer, the bunks line up just as far back as they were originally on your trailer, because you don't want to leave any portion of that stern unsupported back there, because if you do, it could cause deformation in your hull over time, especially on heavier fiberglass boats. Now, this next step is optional, but if you want extra credit, go ahead and take some exterior paint or wood preservative and apply it to the freshly cut edges of your boards. That'll just slow down moisture absorption and may make your boards last a little bit longer. Now, while your paint is drying, this is a good time to measure and cut your carpeting. And just remember, for the length, you want to add 7 inches. So my longest board was 115 inches, so I'm going to measure it out at 122 inches to give me room on each side to wrap the carpet. And then for the width, if you're using 2x6s, go with a 14-inch width. If you're using 2x4s, then plan on a 10-inch width when you're measuring your carpet. Since I'm going to be using carriage bolts, the next step is to actually drill some holes in the board. So I transferred my measurements to the boards where I need to put the bolts. I got a 3/8 inch bit because that's the size of my carriage bolt. And so what you want to do is drill your hole wide enough so that your bolt will fit completely through. And then when you're done with that, you need to use a wider bit or spade so that you can countersink your carriage bolt so that the head fits completely down in there. Now, if you're using lag screws, you can skip this step, although you may want to drill a pilot hole to make it easier to install the lag screw later. Okay, so the next step is to staple the carpeting onto the board itself. And so you can see, since we're using carriage bolts here, I've got the carriage bolts sticking out here on the underside. And I've centered the board over the carpeting, leaving about 3 inches or so on each end, because we'll use that to wrap over the end later on. I'll show you that in just a moment. And so what I'm going to do here in just a moment, I'm going to start off on one side here, tack it down, walk over to the other end, pull it tight, tack it down there, and then work our way down that side. And then when we're all done, we come and do the other side. So that's what we're going to do next. First thing you want to do is tack down one end. You can leave a little room at the top because that's where we're going to wrap it later on. Come down, do the opposite end. Make sure you pull the carpet really tight first. And then anchor that down. Again, leaving a little room on the edge. And then from this point, basically go into the middle, tack it down, and then fill in along the way. Basically, you want staple every 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches or so. Now, doing the end is not as hard as some people make it out to be. Some people talk about making certain cuts so it wraps nice and neat, but you really don't want to do that because that creates a weak spot in your carpeting. All you want to do is wrap it like you would a Christmas present. So you go down that first edge, pin it in place, do the same on the other side. A little awkward stapling it here. And then just wrap it over the top and pin that in place. And this is where you really want those 1/2-inch staples. If you had anything less than that, it's not going to hold very well. And so that's how you get a nice, neat end that gives you a really good surface. That's not going to damage your boat, and your carpet's going to stay nice and strong. Okay, we're on the home stretch here, and you can see that I've created the 4 carpeted bunks over here that we're going to attach to the boat. And again, I had to get them in blue because they had ran out of gray and black, and I didn't want to wait around, so we're going with blue. And at this point, there's no option but to unload your boat. So you're going to have to, launch your boat, tie it up at a dock or beach somewhere while you do this next step. So what we're going to do is once your boat is off the trailer, we'll unscrew or unbolt the existing bunks and put these new ones on. Okay, so the final step is just to reattach your bunks. It's very easy if you use carriage bolts. All you got to do is you remove the washers and the nuts that we put on temporarily earlier. Then you line up your bolts with the holes on your frame. Drop it in there and reattach your washers and your nuts, and you're good to go. So that's how you replace the bunks on a boat trailer. It's not particularly difficult, but it does take some time. And if you use carriage bolts like I did, you have to be especially careful when you measure your holes and you install your carriage bolts. Otherwise, if they don't line up properly, you're going to struggle when you go to replace the new boards. And that's one of the advantages of the lag screws, is it's not so sensitive that way. But the process is not that difficult, and if you do a lot of the work ahead of time, it saves you time when you get to the water and you want to replace the bunks. Well, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, do me a favor and click on that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel to get my weekly tips and insights for boaters. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the water.